Hey guys, my name's Winter, and today we're going to be trying to find treasure in the attic. Today we're looking at these fluorescent light fixtures that I found in my attic. Now what's weird about these is they normally wouldn't make a good video light. Normally if you're taking video of somebody and you have fluorescent lights there, they flicker. They're usually the wrong color temperature because they don't match a tungsten bulb or the outside daylight. And so a lot of times when you see a fluorescent fixture, you're like, oh great, here we go. And when I say you don't want a light like that, what I actually mean is you don't want a household fluorescent panel that has all of those problems. If you can get a light like this that has the electronic ballast that's properly set up so that it doesn't flicker and have all those issues, oh, they're beautiful lights. They're actually better than, say, an LED in a softbox or something like that. It's almost like having a window in front of your talent. Today we're gonna find out if we can use these, and if we can, there's a chance I'm just going to rip them out of this attic and put them down in my studio. So, let's try this out. So let's get started with some tests. Now I know what you're thinking. Winter, you need the most beautiful woman that you can find to come and model for these tests. Unfortunately, she's pregnant and she's not able to come up the attic stairs. So, in lieu of my wife being available, we'll be using this. Don't ask me where I got a Barbie doll. Right now my settings are at 24 frames per second and 1/50th shutter speed, and flickering and banding is not actually that bad. I can't see it at all on my camera, or just barely. If I actually bring the shutter speed up to 1/40th, you'll actually probably not see any banding. I'm not sure why that helps to have that slower shutter speed, but it does, and typically that will get rid of most, if not all, of the banding. But if you bring it down to 1/60th, you'll probably at least start to be able to see a little bit of banding. If you move on to 1/80th, you should be seeing a little bit more banding now. Let's see what happens if we just go nuts. Oh, look at that. That's some awful banding at 160th of a second. Terrible at 1/200th of a second. At 250, just terrible. So these lights actually work okay as long as you're shooting at a low shutter speed. I mean, I'm being lit by them right now and it probably looks fine. The only issue is that there's still banding going on. Even if you can't see it really well or really obviously, there's a slow creep of a color band going across this screen. And if you were to be up against a wall, you'd be able to see it really well. If you were to really heavily color grade, that might introduce some stronger bands going across there, but it's just not perfectionist video. So would this work if you have nothing else? Sure, that's what I'm using right now. But it's not as good if you want to do green screen, or if you want to do something at a higher frame rate, or if you just want it to look absolutely right. So what's the bottom line? Will these lights work for your video setup? Most likely, no. They do work if you have a slow enough shutter speed, but when you get up to a fast shutter speed, as we were able to see, you do get a lot of banding. I had high hopes for these lights, but they didn't perform quite as well as I had hoped. However, this was a fun way to learn a little bit about lighting. You could see that the light on my face was really nice when I was using it. The light that I'm using right now is a little LED light. It's a CN304 from Neewer, and it's just bouncing off the wall here, and it's actually putting great light on me. Actually, if you watch this, hang on. This is without that little LED light, with just the ambient light that's coming in from outside, but that just took away a ton of light. And it's just this little LED light bouncing off a wall. Let me turn it back on. So if you're not into big DIY projects and building your own fluorescent lights, I will link that light in the description below. It's not a huge light, but it's a nice little starter light if you're just trying to get some video work done. It's been doing a great job for me today. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we looked in the attic. I'm glad we checked to see if there was something cool. You know, no matter where you're at in life, God has something neat hidden for you down the road. And so you never know. You might find perfect video lights in your house, or you might find something in life that it is that you need. I'm glad that you came with me today. Remember, you are God's filmmaker. Okay.